God dang, like what the heck's wrong with my back?
And I worked in healthcare
15 years.
lifting people constantly. I threw my lumbar out a few times. I even got into a car accident where my shoulder blade was just
Totally like shifted.
I was in pain for years. But with the somatic therapy, oh my God. Hello, 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 and greetings, my divine spirits, and welcome back to What's the Somatic Tea with Savanique. That's me, Jasmine Savage, owner of Traumapathic Root Healing and Imani Empire LLC. We are healing our trauma from the root. That's what traumapathic root healing is all about. And I told you I would be back here to talk about more about how we can heal trauma with somatic therapy, biodynamic breathwork. But I wanted to come back early to do some exercises with you guys for back pain. Okay, so we're going to be doing some somatic therapy and some biodynamic breathwork integrated so we can get rid of some of that pain. I worked in healthcare
15 years.
lifting people constantly. I threw my lumbar out a few times. I even got into a car accident where my shoulder blade was just
Totally like shifted.
I was in pain for years. But with the somatic therapy, oh my God, like the kind of exercises that I'm about to show you, when I say I haven't slept comfortably for years until I started doing these exercises. And you're going to think some of these exercises are a little weird, but that's okay. They work. Okay. So this is for educational purposes only. And whatever exercises I do, you're doing it at your own discretion. Okay. That's with any exercise. But this is not to replace any clinical advice or anything like that. I'm just giving y'all some of the techniques and exercises that I do on a daily basis to help with my pain and to get rid of some of the trauma that I have. And whenever I'm saying trauma, that's trauma. Physical pain is trauma. You went through something and it caused trauma to your body. Now you're walking around with this pain
constantly.
Whether it be physical, emotional, or whatever, you know, it lives in the body. We're looking at trauma from a nervous system perspective, okay? So everything happens in the mind. It's literally stamped on the brain. Traumatic memories can live on in the physical patterns. This can develop after you go through a traumatic experience. You're going through these arousal cycles, triggers. That's what an arousal cycle is. It's triggers, okay? So that's the fight or flight response or the collapse. We'll talk more about that because there is fight or flight or freeze, collapse, the possum. Okay, we'll talk more about that later. But we're going to talk about how trauma can stay locked up in the body. Like every day you walk around, you're getting up, and you're like,
God dang, like what the heck's wrong with my back?
you know what I'm saying? Like that's what I woke up feeling. I woke up every day. I did not want to go to work. I did not want to do anything. I was in so much pain. But after I started doing these exercises, I couldn't believe it at first. Honestly, I was kind of like, even though I worked in healthcare, I just was like,
There's no way that these little stretches is gonna
help the kind of chronic pain that I have. Like I had chronic pain in tears. Okay, so I started doing them and I was like, yo, like, okay. So I figured out that, okay, so it's not just the trauma in the mind that I should be worried about. That trauma of the mind also gave me physical pain. You know, also, but working in the healthcare, doing these strenuous movements, lifting people all day. These were grown men. These were big people too. And even if they weren't big people, just bending down and lifting, I was doing the wrong body mechanics. Okay. So I started in healthcare when I was 17 years old. So, you know, I didn't do the right body mechanics. I thought I was superwoman. You know how it is when you're young. You think that you could just do whatever. It caught up with me. Definitely at age 34, now I'm just like, okay. My back is killing me. And then I was doing these exercises and now I'm able to do so much. And I was like, okay. Wait a minute. No, for real. I was like, okay, so I was really, really, really excited to find somatic therapy. I was so excited. And then, you know, I was already on my way to school for therapy and I was going to be an LPC, a licensed counselor. And so I was like, I'm going to do this because this is more up my alley. This is more what I want to do. This aligns more with my passion. This aligns with my passion. So I was like, because I already healing people naturally with the skincare I have. I was like, I need to heal people from the inside out too. So I'm healing the gut too with naturopathic medicine. And then I was like, oh my God, I'm going to heal the mind too naturally. You know, no meds and all that stuff like that, but you can integrate all this stuff together with, if you have meds and stuff like that, if you go to your therapist, that's great. You know what I'm saying? That's needed. Some people really need that. And this can go with that. But I'm off topic. We're talking about back pain. Okay, so we're going to go outside. I'm going to go outside and I'm going to show y'all some exercises that I did to help my pain in my back, okay? And when I tell you that I was able to sleep without tossing and turning, because when I threw out my lumbar, I was working in a memory care center for Alzheimer's and dementia. And one of my patients started falling backwards. And I reached out and I grabbed him and I was like, oh no. I felt all of it pull. I knew I messed up real bad. I had to go to the emergency room. I was out of work for about a month. So it was really traumatizing, and it pushed me back a lot. So I wasn't able to do a lot anymore. And I just started looking for other avenues of work after I hurt my back like that. But I knew that there was nothing else that I really wanted to do besides help people, heal people, take care of people. But, you know, in this country and stuff, there's not really much you can do unless you go to college and stuff like that, and you do all that stuff like that. So I couldn't just go, oh, well, I'm just gonna go and hop in here and go do therapy. No, I have to go to school for that. So I had to go through a lot of painful jobs in healthcare to get here to this point to where I'm confident and I'm licensed and certified to do these things and on my way to get my certifications in integrative trauma practitioning too. I'm just really excited, guys, and I'm just rambling, but I want y'all to know that when it comes to trauma, it's not just in the mind, it's in the body. And if you work in any kind of strenuous jobs, like with construction or healthcare like me, or just being a regular person, like being a mom just like me too, and you gotta chase kids around the house and you just hurting your back and stuff, it doesn't matter. Maybe you're a driver, truck driver, you know, this can help you too, because I was so shocked at how this helped me. So let's go ahead and head outside, and we're going to do some exercises, and I'll tell y'all more about the fight or flight response polyvagal system. I'll be telling you more about the dorsal vagus system. You know, that is the most primitive defense mechanism that we've all have within us since primitive time. So I'm going to give y'all more info on that later. I'm being a nerd right now.
All right, my divine spirits. What we're first going to do is we're going to give ourselves a nice hug. We're going to open up those back muscles, those shoulder blades. We're going to be stretching and we're going to be tapping our fingers on those shoulder blades. We're going to be paying attention to the sensations and the vibrations of our taps on our shoulders. Okay? And we're going to be taking in nice deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth, following the beat. Okay, we're going to be swaying our body from side to side, opening up those shoulder muscles. Okay, opening up those shoulder blades, getting our body ready for the exercises we're about to do. Make sure you're breathing. All right. Now, first I want you to get into a nice stance, and we're going to squat, and we're going to start pushing the energy away. We're going to be flowing smoothly from side to side, pushing the energy out, the negativity, the tension, the pain. We're going to be paying attention to the energy that we feel going out of our body with each inhale and each exhale as you push out. So I want you to visualize the energy, the pain from your lower back, your upper back, and I want you to picture that energy being flown from the body. It's just flowing from the body with each push, push, We're pushing out that energy. We're working out the tension in the lower back. We're regulating the nervous system by paying attention to the sensations we're feeling as we do this. We're going to go into the same stance, and we're going to go into a squat, and we're going to start bending our legs side to side onto each heel. We're going to be rocking onto each heel from side to side, opening up the hips, stretching out the muscles in the legs, paying attention to the lower back, keeping the back straight, rocking on the heels. We're going to start bending over. We're just paying attention to what our body is experiencing. We're going to be bending over into what I like to call like the hike for playing football. We're going to be rocking from side to side, working out that tension in that lower back and in those hips. Make sure that you're breathing at a nice steady pace. All right, now we're going to be bringing it around. We're going to go in nice, smooth circles, making sure that you're breathing in when you pull in and breathing out whenever you bring it around. Make sure that you're breathing at a nice, steady pace, paying attention to what you're feeling in your body, paying attention to the pain and the tension that you're releasing from the hips and the lower back. Yes. Make sure you're breathing. Go nice and slow. No need to rush. Just relax. Let your body do whatever it feels and wants to do. You don't have to be pretty when you're doing this. Just let your body flow. Let the movement just be free. Whatever your body's feeling, whatever pain it wants to let go of, tension it wants to let go of, let it do it freely. Just like that. Alright. After we do this for a little while, we're going to get ourselves ready to bend over, and we're going to do some toe touches, but this will be a different type of toe touch. We're going to put our fingertips underneath our toe tips, and we're going to gently pull on our toe tips and stretch out those shoulder muscles and our back lower lumbar muscles. Okay, and we're going to start rolling our shoulders and rocking our body from side to side, front to back, gently. Whatever your body tells you to do, just let your body take control. It'll tell you where to move, where to rock, where to rotate the body. Listen to your body. Pay attention to your breathing. Make sure you're not holding your breath in this stance. Breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. Okay? Now we're going to get on all fours, and we're going to lean back. Okay? Stretching it out, and then we're going to dip and look up into the sky. We're going to lean back. We're going to come up, and we're going to dip and lean up to the sky. Letting that energy flow. Letting that tension release from our backs. Okay? Laying down, laying in that just a little bit. And releasing that tension. We're aligning that spine, getting that blood flowing. Let's do this for a few more. That feels really nice. Yeah. Breathe. Roll around in it. Stretch your back. Sit on your knees and stretch that back out. Lean back in it. Looking up into the sky. Leaning down, curling keep your head down. We're stretching out those muscles in the shoulders. Let's lean back down. We're going to come back up. And then we're going to roll our head back. Breathing. Let's breathe normal. That was amazing. And if you want to go back into the toe touch like I do, I really love that stretch. It feels really good. And when my body tells me it wants to go back into it, I just go back into it. So I went back into that stance and it felt so good on my shoulder blades and my lower back. I just had to go back into it. It was just an urge. And then I start to bend my knees a little bit, and it gives a little bit more of a stretch whenever I do that on my lower back and on my shoulder blades. Come up nice and slow, and we're gonna just bend back just a little bit to align that spine and get that blood flowing. Yes. And we're gonna give ourselves a nice hug again, and we're gonna stretch those shoulder blades out again. Yes, we're gonna roll around in it. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share if you like this video. And thanks for watching. Love and light, my divine spirits. Ashe, ashe, ashe.